Couldn't said any better. That is a heartbreaker. That's about as tough a loss as you'll see the Browns take. You score 42 points in the NFL, and typically that one's in the win column. In fact, Jimmy, I don't know if you've heard this number. This is the craziest stat you'll hear today. In the history of the NFL, teams that score 42 points with no turnovers were 442-0 until yesterday. So
and over 500 yards in offense in the game.
It's just amazing.
It really is. It's a heartbreaker. There's no doubt about it, because there were really 4 points in the game where it looked like the game was over and the Browns were going to win the ball game. But the Chargers kept coming back with a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert and a little help from the guys wearing the stripes. And the Browns lose by 5, 47-42. The Browns defense came into that game ranked second in the NFL. But inexplicably, the Browns gave up these touchdown passes. Mike Williams and then Herbert running through tackles and around people and in from 10 yards out. And the Charger offense just had their way. And in the second half, he just kept taking them down the field, and whatever they needed, and they were down by 14 at one point, he got it for them. But these wide open receivers are communication breakdowns in the back of the Browns secondary, and those are not rookies back there. That's Ronnie Harrison and John Johnson III not communicating. So let's go to the other issue. A lot of talk about penalties. 9 minutes to go in the game. The Browns are up by 7. It's a 4th down. A heave down the field to Mike Williams. A.J. Green has it covered, and it's incomplete. And then a late flag comes in. Pass interference call. Look at this. It is Mike Williams grabbing the jersey of A.J. Green. That would be offensive pass interference. Instead, they call it on the Browns' young defensive back, and that set the Chargers up. Late in the game, Baker Mayfield trying to get his team down the field. He's looking, and down the field he goes. And right there, Hollywood Higgins is tripped up at the 45-yard line, and the Browns are upset about that one. Mayfield explodes after the game, and of course, he'll be getting fined this week. But here's what he had to say.
Might as well just forward the fine letter. We asked the ref on the sideline how the hell he missed that call. I mean, they're shoving Donovan Peoples-Jones out of bounds, and then Higgy gets grabbed. So there's 2 PIs on one play. They don't call it. I mean, but we shouldn't have even been in that position. Like I said, left too many points in the field first half. But it's very frustrating when, we didn't do our job enough to, to just take the ball game away, and we left it in the hands of somebody else. So we got to be better on that.
Next up, the 5-0 Arizona Cardinals come to town. They're the last team that's undefeated in the NFL. We'll play another hotshot quarterback coming up on Sunday at FirstEnergy Stadium. His name is Kyler Murray, and they are playing well. If I could say this to you right now, though.
Yeah.
And you and I talk about this every Monday. There's something missing with the Browns. There's an it factor that is missing. And they want to be in these big games, and they are in them, and this was a classic. Just like that Monday night game last year against Baltimore. People still talk about that game. These are classics. But you have to win those. They had a 14-point lead. They had 3 7-point leads. They had a 1-point lead with 3:01 left to go in the game, and they couldn't put the game away.
Get a couple of first downs there, and it's over.
Yeah.
And Chubb's watching on the sidelines.
I know.
On that, and the play calling on that. From with 3:08 to go, you run it, then you throw it, then you run it. And I heard Stefanski today say, look, that's on me. That was a terrible call. I wish I had it to do over again. Before fans hurt their arm reaching for the panic button, these 2 losses are to elite teams in the NFL on the road. Those are games that you'd love to win, but you're supposed to lose them. Let's see what happens moving forward.
Now, let me also say, if you had, all of you out there, if you had an MRI scheduled today over at university hospitals, you weren't going to get in there, okay, because the Browns had a long, long line. And, Jay, we're waiting on a ton of results on players that were injured yesterday. By the end of the game yesterday, they only had 3 cornerbacks left. Denzel Ward went out. Of course, Greedy Williams went out. He came back in. They lost M.J. Stewart during the game. Jadeveon Clowney didn't play in the game. They lost.
Newsome couldn't go.
The 2 tackles were out. Wills was out. And then Conklin went out. So I don't know who's going to play on Sunday. And remember, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, he got hit in the throat and was hospitalized last night in L.A. He's home and okay.
Okay, good. Can you play corner if they need you? You can't.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
No, I'm going to claim tight hamstrings.
Me too. Jimmy, thanks. We'll see you in the next half hour.